has this new Sony Starvis 2 sensor, which is going to allow greater clarity. So let's take a look inside, see what we get out of the box. Welcome back to Plug and Play EV. I'm Steve, and in this video we'll be looking at the VIOFO A119 Mini 2 budget dash cam with a lot of features for the price point. So let's jump into this review of the VIOFO A119 Mini 2. Okay, so let's unbox. That's a front-facing dash cam. It's an iteration on this larger A229, which is the Duo, and you'll have seen a previous review before. We have that and the one that feeds through the coaxial cable to the back, so we have two-way front and rear dash cam, but this is a forward-facing one. So already a smaller box than we would have for the Duo, obviously, with just the one piece in here. So slide off packaging, got all your selling points there: Quad HD, 440 pixels, the Starvis 2 sensor that we mentioned, super night vision, which is what will factor in from that sensor, built-in Wi-Fi, GPS, logger, Bluetooth, parking mode, always good packaging, nice and taut and well put together. So take off the case there, you've got a lot of soft pack material with the main dashcam unit, and you can already see how much neater and smaller that is from the previous one. So you've definitely got something that is about 2/3 of the size. Going to be a lot neater if you just slide it in there. It will fit quite flush in line with this, at least in the IONIQ 5. And this is not something we actually notice, at least as the driver, because it's behind the rear view mirror here, so not a big deal. But then moving on to the content, cigarette lighter, 12-volt outlet with a USB-A, not quite half the size, maybe 2/3, but just a much neater footprint there. Power to go to this one as well, and that's what this cord will be. Not much else there. You've got your instructions, read before installation. You have a pry tool that comes with it, which you can use if you're going to mount the thing for the first time. That's what we would use if we didn't have one ourselves, to get the headliner trim off here, and it runs down through this, it gets all the way down here, and then coming out through the bottom there into the USB via the 12-volt. So that is pretty much the packaging. A manual here as well, and some spare mounts, 3M mounts if you need that. You've got your customer service literature, the full manual, which people may or may not read. If you have questions, RTFM. And that's it. So mostly what you'd expect, this being the kind of key piece, of course, and because we've already set one up with the VIOFO A229, we'll be able to just slide this in next to it, and we will head out and get some footage. So one of the nice things you get with the A119 Mini right out of the box, and you can see voice control there in the bottom right. So if we give it some of its 10 commands, those would be: turn on screen, turn off screen, video stop, video start,
recording started,
turn off Wi-Fi, turn on Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi enabled,
lock the video, Take photo. Turn off audio.
Voice recording disabled.
Turn on audio.
Voice recording enabled.
Turn off screen. So you do have to be fairly precise with those. You'd need to get to know them and be able to say them on cue, but that's pretty good for stuff like taking the photo and getting the recording saved. You can use things like the Bluetooth button, which has been useful. You can also press the button on the front of the unit, which works just as well, but they're a nice little addition to a unit which has got a lot of stuff packed into that around the $120 price point. So we've been through the unboxing and looked at the voice commands there, which are a nice addition at that price point. Obviously with this upgrade you're looking at the Sony Starvis 2 being the main kind of selling point, but then you have other features as well. Looking at the footage, obviously I've compared it to the A229 a lot and the GoPros that we use. Different use cases, different scenarios for them. We'll have a deeper dive into both of those units when we get a chance, but this is mainly about the A119 Mini 2, and there's a lot in this for that price point. It retails at $139.99. Different deals on a lot of the time, so you're looking at $120 to $130 US most of the time. At the moment there is a deal on this at the time of recording. It's in late August 2023, so if you're watching it as this review goes live, definitely take a look down in the description, because there's a link down there where they'll have it on sale for $98.99. So it's really a lot in that package for getting in under $100, and that would be the time to buy, certainly. But in comparing the footage, obviously the quality is still high. We've come to expect that from VIOFO. It looks pretty good. As you get down into the nighttime shots, obviously you lose some of the visibility and the clarity on things like license plates. But what I would say is that the anti-glare technology works very, very well. There's been a couple of examples. If you look at this one from over in Ohio when we were driving around there at night, we have a Jeep in front of us where with one of the units that we used, it was the glare was making the license plate unreadable, and it does seem like the A119 Mini 2 has that anti-glare technology that really helps work when the light is bright on the license plate. So that was a nice little addition. And then in general, I think the footage serves well. I mean, if you really need high quality and a really high resolution, then maybe you will need to splash out a little more, but for the price point and for what you're getting in this, that Sony Starvis 2 sensor really seems to be doing a good job, and the quality is very good. I'll certainly be using it for videos that we've had recorded over the summer here, and there's a lot to like about the level of quality that you're getting even in that low light. So quality good, voice commands are positive, the size of the unit being very minimalist. You could slide that in and I don't think we would even notice it. Obviously you don't have the rear option in this one, but there's a lot to like on it. The updated heat sink seems to do really well. Haven't had any problems in general with overheating with either of these dash cams, but that isn't something that you lose with the price point. And in terms of cons, it's hard to really nitpick. I mean, at that price point, especially with the deal below $100, you're getting a really solid unit, very compact and very capable. If I had to pick anything, it would perhaps be the buttons are a little flimsy, the voice control, you have to be quite specific with it. It does need the commands, and you're not going to get anything much beyond the ones that are out of the box, that 10 commands. And perhaps the screen is a little bit small, but again, that really comes with the size of the unit. It's not something you can really moan about, and you do have the Wi-Fi connectivity to dive into the app if you really want to look at things on a slightly bigger screen, see your footage and transfer it across more easily. Build quality is generally good. The buttons, as I say, feel a little loose, and you know, the screen is not amazing resolution, but I'm really nitpicking at this point. There's so much in this unit that I would certainly say this is a high value for money for that price point, and any of the small cons would be easily washed away by the laundry list of positives. So all in all, really good unit, great quality for the price point, and a lot to love about that VIOFO A119 Mini 2. Thank you to VIOFO for sending this. This was not a paid promotion or anything, but they did send this for free with a few of the accessories, so pretty happy with that, and always love using these. Hopefully we'll get more dash cams into the mix and we'll be able to compare more and more. Certainly look for the A229 Duo comparison, as we've been using that a little longer, and then we'll get into some of the pros and cons of maybe spending a little more to get that dual camera setup. Let us know what you think down in the comments if you've got this, or if you're looking at a dash cam in that price point, what you're considering. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Cheers.